I'm now joined by Lanny Davis, the famed Democrat and former White House counsel to President Bill Clinton. He's author of the new book, The Unmaking of the President 2016, How FBI Director James Comey Cost Hillary Clinton the Presidency. He joins me from New York City. We'll talk about the book in a couple of minutes. Lanny, thoughts on the proposed funding bill? What do you make of this co-meeting of the minds of McConnell and Schumer?
There's such a need for bipartisanship in this country and in the Congress that this looks like a good start, that we have now 20, 30 senators in the Common Sense Caucus, Republicans and Democrats, the best of the Senate. And if this is a precedent, I'm all for it, Larry.
What about the House?
The House is completely dysfunctional. Paul Ryan is a moral failure as far as I'm concerned, because he hasn't stood up to Donald Trump on anything, especially the Dreamers legislation that Trump is manipulating these poor young people. And Paul Ryan doesn't have the spine to pass a bill in the House to save this heartbreak by a number of young people that were promised by the prior administration and even by Donald Trump in his campaign. So the House is dysfunctional. I don't see much opportunity for bipartisanship there.
Nancy Pelosi indicates she won't support the budget because it doesn't address the fate of the Dreamers. Republicans will then say that the Democrats are obstructionists.
Well, that's a position of principle that I respect Nancy and a lot of Democrats who take that position, but I'm also in favor of the Democrats winning back the House of Representatives. And it was because of an absolute standard with no compromise that the government was shut down and embarrassingly was then reopened after the country, including a lot of Democrats, were opposed to using the government as a bargaining chip for getting what we want on the Dreamers. And I'm sorry that Speaker, or I hope she's Speaker, Minority Leader Pelosi feels that way, but I think in the final analysis, the Democratic Party needs to keep the government functioning and needs this budget bill, as much as I really support the Dreamers legislation.
Does the Democratic Party have a leader?
No, but it isn't unusual in opposition party years, especially when one party controls all sides of Pennsylvania Avenue. And the only thing that Donald Trump can brag about is something that he had nothing to do with, which was the writing of the tax bill. And that is his one success claim. But with all sides of Pennsylvania Avenue, 1600 in both houses of Congress, by the Republican Party as dominant, the Democratic Party has a hard time having leaders emerge. And I think we have maybe 10 or 20 that are thinking of running for Congress in 2020. Whoever does get the nomination will beat Donald Trump, and that will be our next party leader.
You think Joe Biden might throw his hat into the ring?
He is certainly one of the strongest candidates that we have, and extremely likable, especially in my case, one of the first people that I met in Washington was his chief of staff, and when he was first elected at the age of 30 from the state of Delaware. So I have a long history with Joe Biden. Quite frankly, I would love to see a younger generation. I'm the same age as Joe, so nothing disrespectful here. I'd love to see a younger generation emerge and begin to reassert the youth base of our party. Kamala Harris, your senator, is one such person that I would love to see emerge as a party leader.
All right, Lanny, stay right there. We'll have more politicking right after the break.